Shalom. We give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Makakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and shalom to the elect that's pushing out this word throughout the four corners of the globe in sincerity and in truth for the edification of the house of Dawadah. This is why we do these lessons. Shalom to you. Hope you're in good spirits. It's your brother Shamar Mar from the DC camp. Let's get straight to the scriptures, as we always do. We reading from the book. Well, first, let me say this. We was having a discussion at camp, and the word fear came up. Certain situation, brother may have a fear. Brother may go through something that's unknown, which keeps him anxious. So, we just had a quick discussion, and really, fear is irrelevant. Bottom line, fear is irrelevant, because whatever you go through, you're going to go through anyway. Whatever come upon you, you're going to go through it anyway. So fear is irrelevant. It's your lack of understanding that puts you in fear of the unknown. So I wrote this little couple sentences I wrote down. I said, fear is always the result of ignorance, what you don't know, which can come many different ways. So you don't know how much or the level of fear that you will have when that time comes. But it's really a result of ignorance, a lack of understanding, a lack of knowledge, a lack of education, or lack of experience. We are afraid of what we do not understand, but why? And what level of fear or being afraid you have. You really can't even judge it until you're going through it. And a lot of times when you're going through it, there was really no fear at all. It was just you didn't know what was on the other side. So this is why faith is so important. Faith eases that fear. Oh, I'm going to get through it. Oh, this is coming upon me. Fear eases, faith eases your fear, right? But the lack of faith is not the cause of fear. Let me say that again. Faith could ease fear, but the lack of faith is not the cause of fear. Fear is caused by the unknown, not knowing, not experienced, not educated. But once you're going through it, you'll see that it wasn't nothing at all. We become more afraid of man and what he thinks, or the level he or emphasis he puts on certain things, more, right? We fear man who does that more than we fear what Yahweh is required of us. That's just strange. We understand that the fear of Yahweh is more important than the level that man can produce of fear in you. So what is required of us reduces any fear, and it really increases your faith. When we fear man, we forget Yahweh. Yahweh is the Heavenly Father. When we fear man, we forget Yahweh. So let's get this. Proverbs 29 and 25. The fear of man bringeth a snare. It's really a trap. Some traps are harder to get out, some traps are easy to get out. But whoso putteth his trust in Yahweh shall be safe. So there is no snare. You see, the trap becomes easier to escape, or the snare becomes easier to escape when you learn that faith reduces fear. Okay? So that's where I'm going today. 1 Samuel 15. 1 Samuel, the 15th chapter and the 22nd verse says, And Samuel said, Have Yahweh as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as in obeying the voice of the Lord? Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to hearken than the fat of rams. All you have to do is listen. This builds your faith in Yahweh, because Yahweh is the one who helped you escape from the snares and the nets, traps. Experience help you escape from the fears and the traps. Education. You know there's a dark alley. You've known people get mugged and robbed and stabbed and shot in this alley. If you know this, what do? Use your experience. Use your education, your knowledge to avoid that situation. This is the knowledge that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua gives you. He gives you a library of understanding and books that we have. It's called the Bible. All types of situations that came across man. And whoever was confounded that believed in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua and had faith and fear of Yahweh to result in being safe. Nobody has been. Nobody. See, because verse 23 says, For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry, because thou hast rejected the word of Yahweh, he have also rejected thee from being king, to being a ruler, to be over your situation. Because there's nothing worse than feeling low in a situation that you're facing. But the confidence, right, the faith, fidelity, confidence is with faith. This is why you have to own up and humble yourself before the Lord. It says here that Saul said to Samuel, I have sinned, for I have transgressed the commandments of Yahweh and thy words, because I fear the people and obey their voice. Now therefore I pray thee, pardon my sin, and turn again with me, that I may worship Yahweh. And Samuel said unto Saul, I will not return with thee, for thou hast rejected the word of Yahweh, and Yahweh has rejected thee from being king over Israel. You fear the people more than you fear the Lord. The Lord is your library of wealth of information and experiences to get you out those jams or those traps or those snares. You rejected the Lord. Like I said before, who when they trust in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, like they say they do, ever was confounded. No one. But when you put your fear in someone else, especially man, you end up being low and taken and trapped and snared. Matthew, the book of Matthew, the 10th chapter and the 28th verse, says in the red letter, let's start at 27. What I tell you in darkness, that speak ye in light, and what you hear in the ear, that preach you upon the housetops. That wealth of information must be passed on, so others will hear and understand and fear, and know where to go when they are feeling low. This helps them build their faith up by telling them the words. We read the words. Talk about this guy, Yaju. You can't teach the Bible. The Bible teaches us. So therefore, then we teach. See, when a guy say, put the Bible away and just listen to me, I got the answers. Right? You're worshiping him. You giving reverence to him. You putting all your fear on him. But it just said that the Lord, right, require you to listen to him, not man. This dude is crazy, and anyone follow him is crazy, and easy to be misled. Talk about put the Bible away. You're not qualified to teach the Bible. Well, who's our library? Who's our comforter? The Spirit of the Lord. And the Spirit of the Lord is the words that he speaks unto us. And through true men. So you could go back and reference. If I said something to you, you need a place to go reference it. You need to check daily and check and double check the words that I speak unto you. Don't take my word. But if I'm reading from the word, that comes from Yahweh. By Hashem Yahushai, the understanding, the knowledge, the experience. Because these stories, and I emphasize reading those stories in the scriptures, these are situations that you may have to go through. Or you may go through. Like, for example, you know, you take a book like, or a story like Samson. Yeah, everybody knows Samson, the long hair, the strength, right? The harlot that he wanted, the Delilah he wanted to sleep with. But when his hair was cut and his eyes was taken out, where did strength come from? To knock down that little arena that they were in. Where did that strength come from? Believing in Yahweh. That's where it comes from. It don't come from no hair. Don't come from no muscles. It comes from your faith in Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. It says, and fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him, talking about Yahweh, which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. Hell is that low place. Your soul could be so low that you can't believe that you'll be able to get out that situation. That's how some people, some men, some women, spirits are so low that they stuck in their hell. They're stuck in their low place. Remember Get Out? That sunken place we always have, we make fun of it, but that sunken place is a place, right, where he couldn't get out even if he wanted to, eyes open, aware of everything, but cannot get out his sunken place, out his hell. You see? Isaiah 51, the book of Isaiah, the 51st chapter, and the 7th verse says, Hearken unto me, you that know righteousness, and that's the key. We ain't talking about knowing a recipe. We're not talking about baking no cakes. We're not talking all types of things that you can do wickedly. No, we talking about knowing righteousness. And righteousness, again, comes from the library, from the biblioteca, the books, the people in whose heart is my law. That's where you put your study. That's where you go shepherdize. That's where you go and inquire. Fear ye not the reproach of men, neither be ye afraid of their revelings. For the moth shall eat them up like a garment, and the worm shall eat them like wool. The moth, since he's lofty, he's going to eat them up, thinking you're so high and mighty, untouchable. Or you could be a worm, and the worm is going to eat you through. But my righteousness shall be forever. All those lofty places and those low places that you think are where it's at, that's not going to stand forever. And we see this through our so-called entertainers. They were once so high, untouchable, doing the best, singing awards and all stadium filled. Then all of a sudden, boom, it just turned on a dime on them. Their garments are eaten. They no longer. They're like rotted wood. They're like sweaters in your closet when the moths eat them. That's what the scriptures say. But my righteousness shall be forever, and my salvation from generation to generation. Awake, awake, put on your strength. O arm of Yahweh, awake, as in the ancient days. As in the ancient days, in the generations of old. This is, look, it says here, art thou not it that have cut Rahab and wounded the dragon? Art thou not which have dried the sea, the waters of the great deep, that have made the depths of the sea a way for the ransom to pass over? You forgot those stories? There is no fear in that. We were delivered. We were delivered. Let my people go and serve their power in the wilderness or wherever they may be. You have no nerve to put your hands on the fearful of Yahweh, the ones who have faith in Yahweh. Touch not my anointed. Or you would think that you're fighting against God. You will be fighting against God. It's not a think. You will be. St. John, 3rd chapter, 36th verse says what? He that believeth on the Son have everlasting life, and he that believeth not the Son shall not see life, but the wrath of Yahweh abideth on him. You messing with the wrong people. You dealing with people who are fearful of Yahweh, what he could do to them. But you have no clue of their faith in Yahweh is what saves them. Romans 1. Book of Romans, 1st chapter, 16th verse, says, For I am not ashamed of the gospel of Yahushua, for it is the power of the Heavenly Father unto salvation to everyone that believeth, to the Jew first and also to the Israelite foreigner, because that's what the Greek is. For therein is the righteousness of Yahweh revealed from faith to faith, as it is written, the just shall live by this faith. For the wrath of Yahweh is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men, who hold the truth in unrighteousness, because that which they may be known of Yahweh is manifest in them. You see it. It's plain. It's written. You see the demon on people. You hear the demon on people. For Yahweh has showed it unto them. For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen. You're a fool if you can't see the magnificence of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse. You can't excuse your ignorance. You just living in it, and people see you living in it, and it makes them low. It shows their ignorance. It shows where they at, fighting against Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. That, and because that, when they knew Yahweh, they glorified him not as the power, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish hearts was darkened, because they did what they wanted to do. They didn't glorify Yahweh as the power that he is. But Rahab knew. Pharaoh didn't know. But Rahab knew. Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, didn't know. Daniel knew. Until he realized later, Yahweh is the power of all powers. He even the power of kings, is what King Nebuchadnezzar said. We must ask ourselves, where does the fear of the Lord come from? Where does the fear of the Lord come from? If we trust in the Lord with fear and trembling, striving for the perfection in obeying the commandments and faith in Yahushua, We leave the battle to him instead of try to fight these situations ourselves. That's where the fear of the Lord comes, through your faith. Psalms 27. Psalms 27 and 1. See that? A poem of fearless, trust in Yahweh, a psalm of David. Yahweh is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? Yahweh is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? When the wicked, even my enemy and my foes, came upon me to eat up my flesh, they stumbled and fell. Though the host should encamp against me, my heart shall not fear. Though war should rise against me, in this will I be confident. One thing have I desired of Yahweh, that will I seek after, that I may dwell in the house of Yahweh all the days of my life. Adawan Ratazah, to behold the beauty of Yahweh and to inquire in his temple. Because we got questions. We have situations, we have questions, and we give it to him. That's the order. For in the time of trouble, he shall hide me in his pavilion. In the secret of his tabernacle shall he hide me. He shall set me up upon a rock. See, fear is the fear of the unknown is a control mechanism. It keeps you back from your blessings. The enemy will seek out information of your whereabouts, when and what you want to do, plans, your future plans, to satisfy what they want to know or what they don't want to know about you. They seek this information out. The techie word today is called data mining. You put up food that you eat, they know what you're eating. They know the types of food that you like, so they could tamper with those types of foods. They know what shows you watch, what website you go to, what health remedies you're looking for. They know everything about you because they data mine everything that you search, right? Is really, your search is what you're looking for. So they know exactly what you're about. Because you give them the tools or the information through electronic means. Remember I spoke about going to the libraries, to go into the books. Read your book. Find your remedies. Find your situations and see what the men of the Lord did in the times of their trouble. They can't data mine that. When you turn them pages of that biblioteca or the Bible, right? They can't see what you're looking at. They can't figure out what you're searching. But when you do it electronically, they know everything about you. They can see what you're looking for. Gives them information on where you at. And they store this information. Why do you think you got all these cloud centers around? What are they storing? You got brothers fixing storage, how you would say, storage, what do they call it? Data centers, to keep them running, to capture information on this www, this World Wide Web. Why you think they call it a web? because it's all intertwined. Turn those pages, turn that paper, open that book, will keep them off track. We give out what they call it, carbon footprint in the world. And everybody's watching. Every keystroke. Every click of the button. You see? Doubt is coupled with fear. Doubt is a feeling, or is the feeling of uncertainty and lack of confidence, or conviction. Conviction is held belief or an opinion. That's what you're convicted of. Conviction, firmly held belief or opinion. So doubt, what you're convicted of, and fear couple. So let's get this last scripture. James, book of James, St. James 1:6. It says, but let them ask in faith. That's prayer. They can't data mine that. They can't figure out what you're asking for. Let him ask in faith, nothing wavering. For he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea driven with the wind and is tossed. For let not that man think that he shall receive anything of Yahweh. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Let us ask in faith by going to the libraries, by going to the books, not Googling it. We have a Google search already. It's called Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. You want to receive something? Don't waver. Don't waver from it. Let your prayer be sincere, without fear. We say Shalom.